everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I am so excited today, and I just don't even know where to begin with this brand, okay? Let's start out with the brand I'm talking about is Tarte, okay? Now, this has been out for a teeny bit, but it's the Sweet Tart Cravings, okay? You all, I seen the pictures of this, okay? I've really seen the swatches of this, okay? In person, it it's amazing. It's gorgeous, okay? Now, this says Tarte Sugar Rush. I believe that's the sister brand to Tarte, right? If I'm correct. So I'm not really sure why Tarte is doing this. However, I will say the formulas in this is the same formulas that were in the Tarte Maneater palette and the Tarte Holiday Collection, the two palettes, okay? This looks like a box of chocolates. Now, what is so special about it? You know what I mean? It's a neutral palette, right? Like, there's nothing really that special about this. It's a neutral palette. Except it looks like a box of chocolate. And the formula is amazing, okay? Amazing. Now, this is the look we're going to do using the palette, okay? And it didn't take me that long to do it, which is nice. As far as tweaks, I don't know. There is one, two, three. I think there's four mats. Yeah, four mats. 6. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4 mats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metallics. Wow, I can't count. I'm sitting here. There's only 9 shades in this palette, and I want to get to 12 somehow. I don't understand. But anyway, I did pop on a red lip because I was thinking, this is pretty Valentine's Day. I think like a box of chocolate. Although I will say, if my fiance decided to give me this instead of a box of chocolate, I would have been okay with that. In a way, he did kind of get me this since, I bought it, but he worked for the money, technically. You know how that goes. Anywho, as far as like color story, the only thing is there's this cream shade in here, which is matte, and let me show you real quick. I got just dapped in, but it's basically skin tone. So, I guess if you wanted to like set your eyeshadow base or something, it might be good for that. But I could live without that technically. But let's get started. The first shade we're going into. Oh, good, it's on the back. Oh, God, I can't read the back of this. Ganache, I believe, is the name of this one. Yeah. Or we can just point because, that's what I do. We're going to go into this darker shade right here. It's like a dark chocolate brown, but it's actually nice because it blends out beautifully. And if you go in with a light hand, you can make it an actual like a very light brown shade. So it's really whatever you kind of want to do with it. You can go in very light handed and build it up, or start right off right off with a dark color, because it's going to blend beautifully. But this palette, you all, like, I can't explain to you how beautiful it looks in person. Now, is that relevant in the world of makeup? Kinda, no, but yes. When I do my makeup, I'm doing it for myself. Okay? Like, I'm expressing however I feel that day in my makeup look, so to say. I'm not doing my makeup for somebody else, you know what I mean? So I could care less what somebody really thinks. Obviously, I don't want it to turn out bad, but you know what I'm saying. Now, see how well that blended out, though? Like, how easily? and quickly that just done. And you can build it up too. Let's build it up some so you can see it. But yeah, like I do my makeup for myself. So when I sit down to do my makeup, you know, I have products that look pretty and feel fancy, and that's wonderful, you know, but I have products that feel cheap but work great, you know what I mean? So it's really whatever you want, I suppose. But like with this palette, I mean, just sitting here looking at it and doing my makeup, like it's just, it kind of makes me want chocolate. I'm not gonna lie. In all honesty, I'm not gonna lie. It really does kind of make me want chocolate. Um, but at the same time, like it's just, it's beautiful. It really, really is. I'm gonna take that same shade and we're gonna run it along the lower lash line. But like, there's just, it performs beautifully too. So obviously, performance does matter to me because no matter how pretty it is, like it has to perform well. Like I spend my money, yes, I want to look at it, and yes, I want to go, oh, you're so pretty, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I also want to go, I need to get ready for the day. I need products to work, you know what I mean? And this product works. Now, again, I don't know why Tarte is coming out with this in their Sugar Rush line. I thought that was made for a younger generation, in which case, yeah, I get it. It's a box of chocolate. I can see where that would be for a younger generation. But the embossing on this and everything, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of like the Pat McGrath highlighter that she embossed with like the little angels and heart and all that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. And these metallic shades are amazing. And I will say, I don't know what's going on over at Tarte, but they really need to come up and come forward and be like, look, we've changed blah, 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 and get it out there because they are really stepping it up. I'm going to go into this middle shade now. It's like a dark purple, almost semi-sweet. It's like a brownish purple color. And we're just going to darken up the outer portion here. But yeah, like, I don't know exactly what is going on. I really don't. But I will say, even the color story, like, yes, it looks like a box of chocolate, but you can go so many different looks. You can go an all natural look to look like a piece of chocolate, to be honest. You can gotta go more bronzy. You can go more like the orange bronze, like copper color, because there's a matte in here like that. You can go more berry, more gold. Like, you got options in this palette. So you're not going to just create one look using this palette. And as far as like Valentine's Day launches, really, I think this is cute for a Valentine's Day launch. And it's not that expensive. I got mine off of the Tarte website because I can't place orders through Ulta. You can get it through Ulta also. But I got this, and then when I realized that it was through the Sugar Rush line, I did go back to make sure that the Man Eater and the other two Tarte palettes were Tarte palettes. They are. But I also got the Sweet Tarte Frosted by the Sugar Rush line. And the embossings in this, I mean, it's not as pretty. Okay. But I wanted to try it to see if these metallics are the same as this, because this is an older palette. And I wanted to see if this formula has changed too. So I am going to, you know, take a look at this one later on. But this one right here, it just so called my name, being that it is Valentine's Day soon. And it made me think of like, what other Valentine's Day palettes do I have? What other, you know, as far as like showing content and stuff. Because obviously, like, I have the Natasha Denona one, you know. The Love palette in the mini, in the midi. I have the Crush, you know, those sort of things. And then I was thinking so hard whether I wanted to get the new ColourPop launch or not, because I mean, I think their blushes are cute, and they did come out with highlighters also that are like the blushes these here. And I have a few of these, right? And I kept a couple. I mean, I had them all at one point, but I gave them to my grandkids and stuff. But the packaging is cute, and it is very sturdy too. Okay, but I was like, do I like this formula? I mean, is it something I actually like? Like, should I get more of something? Yes, you like the packaging, but you don't so much care for the formula, you know? And I've been playing with the blush, and here's the thing with it. I don't mind it. For the price point and all, I think it's cute, and for the price point, I do think it's worth it. What I've noticed with these blushes is that they don't last as long on my skin. They blend fine and they build fine. And in some cases, you really do have to like build them up. But it's not like, they're not like the best. You know what I mean? Even for the price point, they're not the best. But the next shade we're going to go into is this shade right here, which is called Dipped. And I'm going to put it all over my lid. Well, for the most part. I'll do swatches of these too. But we're going to lay it right on the lid. And I'm not spraying. And I didn't put any kind of adhesive, glitter glue, or anything down. And I will say I didn't get any fallout with these shades. But I do think there would be one that you could get fallout with. So you do want to be careful with it. And I'll tell you in a minute. But, I mean, look how pretty. Like, it lays nicely on my eye also. So I like it for that. It lays nice. And it builds. So it really just depends on what you want for metallic. How metallic you want it. If you want it like this, or if you want to spray it or use your finger, you could. But, I mean, it's just so pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. Then, I was like, I gotta try this berry shade right here in the middle, which is called Raspberry Swirl. And I like this shade, too. It's very pretty. I'm just gonna pick it up with the same brush. And we're just gonna pop it on the outer portion here on my lid. And just bring it in a little bit. Just to darken up the outer corner just a little bit. Nothing major. Just to give it a little bit of something, you know? I just really wanted to see the color on the eye, to be honest with you. But it is a pretty color. And again, if you sprayed these, so much more metallic. Get both sides the same. And you guys would be proud I didn't use the brown mascara today. I'm going back into that first shade, and I'm going to run it along the lower lash line a little bit more. Just going to build it up and take it down a little bit. I also put the Fake Awake, the Tarte Fake Awake on my waterline, top and bottom. But these shades, I mean, are gorgeous. And I can't get over it. I really can't. The packaging. And I knew it was pretty because, like I said, I seen it online, you know? I seen the pictures and all that. Now I'm going to put this champagne shade. This is the shade you could possibly get fallout with. So do be careful with it. But I'm just going to use it for my inner corner, so I'm not that concerned with it. And I'm just going to pop it right, like just pat it right on my inner corner here. And it's just a stunning. Like, can you see that little pop? Oh, it's gorgeous. Again, you can spray it to get more. oomph out of it if that's what you're looking for, or if you simply want it to be a natural look, just go in lightly. It's whatever you want though, but it's just so pretty. I've just been so impressed with Tarte lately. I can't. I don't know what they've changed or why. Well, I'm assuming the why is because they've heard consumer feedback. I'd have to assume. But I'm going to curl my lashes. But at the same time, I mean, I was beginning to worry about all these brands like this one, like Tarte and Too Faced and Urban Decay. Were they going to be able to keep up with all these newer brands that are coming to the market? Because, they're bringing it depending on what people are looking for and depending on what market they're trying to reach. You know what I mean? And Tarte has definitely changed it up, flipped it around, and is making a difference in their products, and it shows. And though I don't hear very many people talking about it, I'm using the Lancome Hypnose Drama. I don't hear very many people talking about them. I do hear some. And I really think this palette's a pretty Valentine's Day present, but also fall and winter. I think you could get a lot of use starting, fall with the orangey tones. I mean, I guess you could do summer though, because it does have the bronze. I don't know. Summertime, spring and summer, I am more into the brighter colors, the pastels, you know what I mean? Because that's my mood. It's uplifted. And honestly, in the fall, I like warm tones, I suppose. And then in the winter, I like the cool tones. But it just seems like my eye looks are more heavy because, like, it's so cold and you really can't get out and do much. So you're kind of like down a little bit, Where in the summer, you get out, you are more upbeat and happy type of thing, I think. I mean, not that you can't be upbeat and happy in the winter, but you know what I'm saying. And like I said, my makeup looks are based on my emotions. I can tell you that now. Depending on if I'm having a good day, if I'm having a bad day, if I feel good, if I'm sick, you can tell in my makeup looks. You can also tell if I'm just doing it to get it done or if I'm really having fun, that sort of stuff. Alright. And again, if you put a pair of falsies on, the look would be so much better. However, I don't do false lashes because I don't know how. And they never work, and it ends up being a mess. So, but I am determined to practice this year for them. Because practice, makes perfect. I know that. If you don't practice, you obviously aren't going to get any better at it. But at the same time, I'm also just okay with using my natural lashes, Like, I'm not that big of a... I have a hair in my mascara. That's nice. I'm not that worried about it, But I also wondering, is the Sugar Rush line, have they always been like this with their shadows and I just not known it? Like, I'm curious about this now. Like, have they always had this good formula and Tarte's just adapting it to them? I'm generally curious. Alright. And that's the final look using this palette. And I'm going to let you know I love it. I mean, I like the look, that's fine. But it's the palette itself that I love. Let me swatch it. That way you can truly see how beautiful. Oh my god. Shit. Shoot. Sorry. Alright. Oh god, that is so beautiful. You all don't even. Like, it is so much prettier in person. So much prettier. It's just crazy. Oh, that's pretty. I didn't swatch it yet. I mean, and these are just so buttery. I can't explain how buttery these shadows are, these metallics. Like, your finger just dips in and beautiful. Trying to wipe off my fingers while doing this. It's just, they're just amazing, these shades are. And really, I'll be honest, it's the metallics. The mattes are wonderful, don't get me wrong. They really are, they're good. But it's the metallics for me that are just unbelievable. Truly. But I will say also, man, these things stain. I mean, it does wipe off, but they want to stay on, that's for sure. I'm really trying to... Alright, I think I got it now. Alright, so here's the palette. Again, there is that one shade, that cream shade, and you cannot, I'm don't tell you, can't see it on my skin, and I've tried to build this up. Okay, so here's the palette, and here's this. So this is the top row, the middle row, and then the bottom row. But it's the metallics that are just gorgeous. That's that champagne shade there. But I mean, your finger just melts. You can see how I'm swatching them even. Like, it just melts right down in. And the mattes blend beautifully. I mean, it is a beautiful palette. Beautiful. Highly, highly recommend checking out Tarte, because their eyeshadows are... They're becoming one of my favorites. I'm going to be honest. For price point, color story, the hit, like, there's no... I haven't found a miss in a palette yet. So there's not one shade that's a problem. Again, Fallout, that's on me, because I can easily just spray or put down something. But, like, it is just a beautiful palette. That's all I can really say about it, And the only thing would be that cream shade. But, you may need it to set your eye, and you only want to bring one palette. I guess that could do it. This is an all-in-one palette for me. So that's a good thing. But, yeah, I can't wait to play with the other palette. I am so curious if it's the same formula, and I just never knew. You know what I mean? Just never even knew. Or is it an older formula and they've even changed this particular lineup? There is another one that's an older palette. I didn't get it. It was more warm tones, and I just don't wear warm tones. I am starting to get into them. Obviously, I've been wearing a lot of them, but I just want to try this one first. If it is the same formula, I very well could order it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. But this is the final look. I think it is beautiful. I think everything turned out really good today, to be honest. So I showed you the blush, the ColourPop in Forever Yours Pressed Powder Blush. For a bronzer, I used the old school Too Faced bronzer in Chocolate Soleil. For eyeshadow, of course, the Sweet Tarte Cravings. For the mascara, did that. For waterline, the Tarte Fake Awake, like I said. Oh, lips. So that was the Fake Awake liner. Did that. Lips. Man, I got that wipe everywhere. I used for a lip liner, Clinique Intense Passion. Quick liner for Lips Intense. Pencil. In red. Well, it's red, obviously. But it's 05 Intense Passion. And then for lips, where I was going through everything, like I said, I'm trying to get through stuff. I pulled out the All My Becca, because I'm going to pass that along since it's no longer, in Brave, which is a red, the red I'm wearing today. And it's a really pretty red. It feels comfortable. It's not really moving or going around too much, so that's nice. Of course, I do have the lip liner. Yeah, it's not like feathering out or anything as of now, so that's a good thing. That's it, right? Oh, for powder, I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. For foundation today, oh, I pulled this out. Natasha Denona Transforming Pore Vanishing Matte Foundation. I liked her foundations. I know she's discontinued them, but this is in 25NY. It is a little bit yellow, but I make it work. But I like this one, and I like her other one too. I really do. But I used that today as something different because, again, going through, seeing what I like and don't like. For primer, I put on, I only use this, the Pore Perfecting Moisturizer, Dr. Dennis Gross. I just put on some moisturizer. But that is all I have for you today. I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. Highlighter. I used Pat McGrath. What was it? Venus Nude or something highlighter. Venetian Nude highlighter. And I pulled that out because I really, the imprint of this, I was checking that compared to the imprint on the heart on the other one. So this is a long video. I do apologize. Generally, my videos are long because I show step by step with no editing and all that good stuff. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, that you're notified when I do upload. My lord, these wipes are going everywhere. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.